Welcome to this week's spelling. We are doing DV sort 31. We're talking about Latin roots, okay? But first of all, we need to make sure we have all of our needed equipment. All right, so we need a pair of scissors. You should use round ones, not pointy ones. You need a sharpened pencil. You need something to put your spelling words in, either a plastic bag or a manila envelope that we've given you at school. And of course, you need your spelling journal. All right, so open it up to the first clear page. Okay, make sure you put your name and date. Even though this is your notebook, it's just a good practice to put your name and the date and what sort. 31, and this is DV. Even if we're going to cut off the title, it's still a good practice to do that. All right, so let's look at our words. Here we have them. If you have forgotten your words at school in your envelope, then you may copy these down, pause the video, copy them down, and make your own little word squares. Because you need to be practicing at home. You might not think it's that important to practice these at home, but they are. So, also, we sometimes do the videos at school, so you should have everything at school that you need. All right, remember, we are doing this to become better spellers, which helps us in reading and writing. So, excuse me. Let's go ahead and cut out our words because we can't do what we need to if our words are not cut out. Remember to save the top so we can glue that in. Oh, that is one thing I do not have right with me is a glue stick. So hopefully you've got a glue stick. If you don't and you have tape, that will work. And if you don't have that, go ahead and write those in there. So I'm going to pause the video, cut these out, and then we'll glue that on. So why don't you do now that I've got most everything cut out, remember to go ahead and cut this out. This is your title that goes on there. So now that I have my handy dandy glue stick, I can glue this in. Alright, so we have derivational, which is the DV, and we are talking about Latin roots, DIC. And DIC means to say or speak, like in dictate. Then we have AUD, which means to hear. Okay, so like in audible. Then we have VIS, which means to see, as in vision. All right, let's get our exemplars and write those down. Okay, so we have DIC, underline. AUD, underline, VIS. Make sure you only write one word per line. It makes it just much nicer and you can see everything nicer. All right, so let's talk about a couple of words. These are Latin roots, and they're pretty straightforward. So that means the meanings of most of the words in which they combined with makes sense. And the root word is the base word. Then you have some of them have a prefix, some have a suffix, some of them have both. So that's what we need to look at, make sure we understand what we're doing. Okay, so let's look at, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the oddball. Oddball. All right, let me move this over here a little bit. There we go. Now we can see it. All right, so the oddball. So let's talk about the oddball word first. Because we have AUD, and we have the word laudable. Laudable. Okay? And AUD does not have a root. It's not a root word in here. Okay? So like, if we look at the word vision, that's the root word. There's no suffix and there's no prefix. And the root word is vision. Well, laudable, laud, is not a root word. So it's an oddball. Okay, so it's just kind of a weird word. One of those words that we have in our English language So laudable goes in the oddball column. All right. Make sure you read through all of your words. If you don't know one of your words, please ask an adult, older sibling, someone, so that we understand this. So, vision is the root word, okay? So that's an easy enough thing to do. So, because that's what we're looking at. VIS means to see, which is vision, as in vision. So we're just going to go ahead and write that down. Okay, that's a pretty straightforward one. That's the root word. And then we have another one, DIC, which means to say or speak. And that goes with dictate. Okay, so that's the root word. We don't have a prefix or a suffix on that one, so that one's pretty easy. Dictate. Whoops. And I just threw that R on there. Don't even ask me why. All right, because that's not how you spell it. Anyway, so, wow, nice eraser. Not. Okay, let's go to our next one, which is AUD, audible. And what does audible mean? That means to hear. Audible. Okay, so there's your three basic root words, base words, roots. Okay, so let's look at another word. See if you can find the word unpredictable. Unpredictable. Look at all of your words. Find unpredictable. And there we go. Unpredictable. So, as the root word, base word, predict. Okay, that is it. Then we have able, which is a suffix. And we have un, which is a prefix. So when you remove those, it is the base word, and predict remains. So literally, predict means to say before. Okay, to say before, like to say something. You're going to predict what the story is about. So you're going to say what the story is about before you read it. Now we're going to put able back on there. So we have predictable. Okay, and what does predictable means? That means that you can predict something that's going to happen because it's so easily, you can predict it easily, so it's predictable. So the dog is going to chase the ball when I throw it. It's very predictable. My dog loves to chase balls, so I know every time I throw the ball, my dog is going to go after it. That's very predictable. Okay, now if you put un back on there, that unpredictable. What does unpredictable mean? Predictable, unpredictable. There are some dogs that will not chase a ball. So, you know, you can't predict that. Sometimes, even though we know there's going to be bad weather, we can't predict exactly to the detail how the weather's going to be. So, weather is unpredictable. All right. So, you have all of that. Excuse me. So, you have unpredictable. So, where do you think that goes? Okay, you have the DIC right there. So, unpredictable, let's write it down. UNPREDIC. There it is, so let's underline that. TABLE. So remember, the base word, the root word, is predict. Then we have un and able. Unpredictable. Okay, does that work? All right, let's go to our next word. Let's look at this word. Find supervisor in your words. Okay, so we are going to look at it. We're going to take that one apart also. So supervise is the base word. Okay, all we have on here is our suffix. So supervise means to see over or look over from above. Okay. So when we add the or onto there, it means one who does this. So now they're a supervisor. Okay, so it's a person that does this. So where's this going to fit? You got it. Vise. There it is right there. So we're going to have our supervisor. S-U-P-E-R, easy to spell. Vise, underline that. And then our suffix, er. Supervisor. We don't say supervisor. Supervisor. Or by itself is O-R, and you know that. So that's or, but we don't say supervisor. We say supervisor. So you have to remember which ending, which suffix goes on there, E-R-O-R. Okay, that's a hard one to remember, but look at the base word, supervise or supervisor. All right, so that one's not too bad. All right, so we're done with that. Let's go to find a word with A-U-D. Well, there's a few of them. We have not only audible, but A-U-D, odd. So that's what we're going to look at. Ibble is basically, you know, a suffix, so, but odd does not work as a base word. So it's combined with everything. So that's what you have to look at on that one. So let's look at auditorium. Auditorium. So it just has odd at the very beginning, but so you can't look at this word as with a suffix. It's hard. You have audio tape, which is two words put together. Okay, that means audio tape is what you listen to. It's audible. It's what you hear. All right, because remember that's odd means to hear. Let's write that up here. Everybody write that. To hear. Okay, and the dictate or D-I-C is to say or speak. To say or speak. Okay, and then we have V-I-S, which means to see. So everything with audible, an auditorium, when you're in an auditorium, it is so big, you can hear everything so well, it echoes in the auditorium. Audio tape is what you listen to. So odd is a little bit different. And if you do, like, there's another one that's audition. And when you audition, you speak it. The person who is listening, you do an audition, you do something out loud. Somebody is listening to you, so they hear you. All right, so that one's a little bit different than the rest of them, but let's go ahead and write down auditorium. A-U-D, underline it. Auditorium. Now, eyes, it doesn't, that's weird, isn't it? Because usually this makes your first vowel makes your second vowel say its own name, but these two are together also. So it is just kind of a weird word because it says auditorium. We don't say auditorium or auditorium, it's auditorium. So it's a little hard. Sometimes the words that we have in our English language are hard, especially where it comes from Latin roots. And that's what this is a Latin root. So it, you know, is a little bit different. Anyway, if you have any questions on any of this, please come back and talk to your teacher because we will help you. All right, make sure you finish this. You need to take all the rest of your words and write them in your spelling journal, spelling notebook, spelling journal. All right, if you don't have that, write on a piece of paper. Make sure you get them all done. You need to finish writing these. Make sure they're all in a nice columns. They're readable. Take your time. Understand what you're doing so you will learn how to use these Latin roots and spell them correctly. All right, thanks guys. Good luck. Do a good job and have fun. See ya.